It was the summer of 1999, and contrary to what Prince said, there was no partying to be had. 15-year-old me, barely aware of who Prince was anyway, and I know that's a crime. Something about rain, color purple, but my world was all blue. The day I got dumped, I threw on my shoes and made the 10-minute march down to Amy's house. We'd been friends for a couple of years, first bonding over cheese dip at a party in middle school. It's a great start to any relationship, by the way. Amy and I both dated other folks the year before, long, serious, ninth grade relationships. But then came summer, and we both found ourselves kicked to the curb, and as soon as I got ditched, Amy's place was the first place I went. She, in all of her caregiving glory, made me a ham sandwich, and I ate it. We sat on a bench in the front yard, chips crunching, sweet tea sipping, old high school heartbreak hanging in the air like a thread, tying us together. As the weeks came and went, Amy and I spent more and more time with one another. Me at her place, sitting on the front porch, just soaking in the sweat of an Arkansas July, and her at my place, resting on a trampoline in the backyard, these eyes focused upward, stars sailing in the summer sky, these conversations coming and going, but more than anything, a deep understanding. It was a kindred spirit, soul-sharing, cheese dip, loving kind of connection. One day near August, the spell of summer soon to surely slip away. Amy and I strolled our way through my living room, and we almost made it past my mom, except we didn't. Mom said, with a twinkle in her eye, y'all should just go ahead and date. You'd be perfect together. My jaw dropped, my eyes closed, my heart stalled, the spell was shattered. Amy and I could no longer just be friends, whatever had been unspoken before that was just settled in the stillness of our sweet, sincere hearts. It had now been awoken, and the seed was planted and watered and sprayed with sunshine, and this flower would either blossom and bloom or it'd wither and die, and it felt like there was no turning back. In the entire 2.5 seconds it took me to think through each and every one of those thoughts, Amy was able to just sweetly smirk and shyly and slyly look away. "Mom," I said, mostly horrified and slightly just a little bit pleased. "Amy and I are just friends." "I know," she said, completely careless about my concern. Well, sometimes moms just know these things. As I went to bed that night, I had the thought then that I'd had countless times before, and more than plenty since. What things do moms really know? Are they just bluffing? Or do they really have some sort of crazy, mystical, psychic hotline insight into the depths of our souls? Do they know our entire hearts and hurts and hopes? All right, let's just say for argument's sake that they know more than we know. Well, for me, that brings a certain question to mind, and it's a thought that just kind of lingers. In fact, it's the thought, the thing I searched for on my ceiling all those countless nights in bed that summer. Should I listen to my mother? I quickly cycled through things she'd said in the past, and I began to question, okay, does the house really need to be vacuumed every day? Will the check-in folks at the airport really upgrade me to that empty seat in first class, all because I brushed my teeth, combed my hair, tucked my button-up shirt into my freshly ironed khakis? Can I really do anything I put my heart and mind to? The answers to those small questions, no, not yet, and yet to be determined. But the answer to the big question, yes, always. Always listen to your mother. And so I did. Sitting on my roof, staring at the stars shining in that late September sky, 10th grade me turned to 10th grade her. And with some sort of boldness I must have picked up from my mom, I said, "Amy, I want you to be my girlfriend." And she, just as shyly and slyly as could be, said right back, "Well, I want to be your girlfriend." It's hard for us to admit when mom's right. And I'm no scientist, but I'm pretty sure all children are born with this gene. As a kid, it feels like freedom. As an adult, more like maturity. But as a mom, and I'm just guessing here, obviously, it must feel like torture. You've got this sixth sense of what's best for your child, and you're just aching for them to do what's right. And even when they actually do what you said, what was right all along, they're certainly not coming back to tell you. Except maybe just this once. And Mom, I'll say it here, without even gritting my teeth. You were right. And I couldn't be more grateful for it. Amy's the girl I dated the rest of high school, 10th grade, 11th, 12th, the girlfriend that stuck with me even as we went to separate colleges freshman year, 550 miles apart. She's the constant companion that transferred up to my school out of her comfort zone. All right, really out of anybody's comfort zone in the Siberian winters of the Windy City. She's the young woman I proposed to on an equally cold and icy Christmas Eve service at church during junior year. The bride I wed right before senior year. The brave soul that packed up and picked up with me to the Appalachian Mountains of eastern Kentucky as I took my first job. The strength that supported me as I left behind a career I'd chased after all through college. And the anchor holding us in place as we felt led to pursue new dreams in a place far from home. And all of it, Amy is the bride my mother always hoped for her son. And Amy's the mother my mother always dreamed about for her grandkids. It's because, Amy, you are one heck of a mother yourself. You handle the constant chaos with class and the daily grind with grace. You brought us Abraham, a 4-year-old boy with kindness in his heart and adventure in his soul, and Samuel and Simone, our 1.5-year-old twins. A boy and a girl that love rolls of toilet paper and stacks of Tupperware more than a senior citizen on a Sam's shopping spree. And you know what? That's our party of 5. It was born out of love. A love first born in the summer of 1999, when I was bold and brave enough to do the one thing that we are all afraid to do. I listened to my mother.